What is going on, everybody? My name is General Mittens and welcome to what will hopefully be a week-long series of basically me putting in my opinions as well as reporting on the news of the new Assassin's Creed game, Assassin's Creed Unity. That could also change, depends on if Assassin's Creed Comet gets announced, but this was given to me by a subscriber and a viewer whose name will be on the screen now. But basically they said, you're a fan of Assassin's Creed, why don't you just do this, because I'd like to hear your opinion on things. And I said, you know what, that's a great idea. And so far I've been kind of trying to fit together how I'm going to set this out. I'm still not sure about the setting out, but I guess I'll learn as I go along as what works and what doesn't. So anyway, the first topic that I'll be basically hitting on in this series is what we can expect to see at E3 for Assassin's Creed Unity. Now, the sources I'll be using basically come from just a bunch of rumours and the screenshots and stuff from Assassin's Creed Unity, as well as Assassin's Creed 4's E3 press conference. Now, I'll start off with the Unity side of things. We have seen a bunch of screenshots being leaked with the full heads-up display, and we can see that they've actually changed the free-running mechanics, so you have two buttons, one for parkour up and one for parkour down. Now, I expect to see this in motion at E3 with a demo, as well as some other new moves, so maybe some new combat, some new animations, that kind of thing, because this is built on a new engine. I can't remember for the life of me the name of the engine, but it's basically the one up from Anvil Next, and it's basically made solely for next-gen platforms as well as PC. Now, with this, I expect a huge leap in graphics. Now, with this, I expect a pretty decent leap in graphics. What we have to remember, though, when watching the E3 press conference this year, is that the gameplay most likely won't look as good and in the final product as it will at E3. We've seen this with Watch Dogs, and this is due to something called a vertical slice. If you want to see more on that, just type in vertical slice GameSpot, I think it is. I can't remember his name, but he does a very good rundown of why this is. But basically, as well as better textures, I expect to see a lot better lighting, better fog, shadows, dynamic this, dynamic that, whatever, But anyway, with this, I also think they're going to reveal something pretty sort of game-changing for the Assassin's Creed series. And one rumour is that it will reportedly feature 4-player narrative co-op. So this isn't just like the 4-player co-op that was in Assassin's Creed 3 and Black Flag, which is basically just Wolfpack, and it's like, go attack these people within a minute. Good, now attack these people within 30 seconds. It's actually supposed to have a story to it. This is actually going to be quite cool, I think. If they pull it off, I reckon it can be awesome. This can fall through pretty easily, though, especially with the whole combat system and how the single player works. It could fall through pretty easily, but if they nail it, then I'm down for it. I'm happy. Now, going back about a year to the Assassin's Creed 4 gameplay demo at E3, we saw a lot of things that weren't actually in the final product of the game, and these things, and one of the main things that really annoyed me that it wasn't in the final game was something called contextual blending. Now, basically, if you haven't seen the E3 gameplay demo, I will link it down below, but basically what happens is whenever he blends with someone, say like on a bench, or he crouches down with a bunch of people playing a game, he'll actually join in and play, or he'll talk to them, and when you're about to leave, he'll be like, sorry lads, got to roll, or I'll be back for you later, blah blah blah. And it was really awesome because it's sort of, instead of like this mysterious hooded man sitting there like twiddling his thumbs while everyone else is out drinking and stuff and looking all lively, he actually properly blended in. Instead of like standing around a bunch of prostitutes and hoping that it will work, he actually engages with the people around him. And that's something that the Assassin's Creed universe really needs, because the civilians, while, it is a real dense population, it's just gotten denser as the games go on, they don't really do much, to be honest. They react to you quite well, but there's no interaction with you to the civilians, and this was something that could have been awesome in the final game, but unfortunately they had to remove it for reasons unknown, but hopefully that'll make a return in the new Assassin's Creed Unity. Another thing that really annoyed a lot of gamers and a lot of Assassin's Creed fans is the contextual sneaking. Now, in the E3 demo, he went into a bunch of bushes and then he walked out, but he was still crouched, and he was able to sort of shift along at quite a decent pace, but he was still crouched, so he wasn't getting spotted. Whereas in the final game, if you walk out of a bush, you just walk around aimlessly, and you end up getting spotted, and it's quite annoying. But this is something that I think really should be in the game, is either contextual blending or, for God's sake, give us a crouch button. Like, who cares about centering the camera? Just make that auto adjust if you're just standing there or if you're moving. Instead of having center camera, make it a crouch button, for God's sake, or something else, some other button. Just give us a crouch button, give us some freedom in that. I don't think they're going to give us a crouch button in saying that, but I do believe the contextual blending is something that's definitely achievable, especially in this new engine and the new generation of consoles. Now, there's not really much more to report on, as this news is, at earliest a month old, so there really isn't much to actually say in terms of what we can expect to see, as opposed to, what I want to see, which is completely unfeasible. But, so hopefully in the weeks to come we will see some more news, some more leaks, blah blah blah, and I will be able to report on those for you. But if not, next week's episode will be basically a huge recap of what we know about both Assassin's Creed Unity and Assassin's Creed Comet. And I'll basically be going through a huge timeline of, sort of when we first heard about the game to now. Because in the next few weeks, E3 is coming about. I'm not sure whether it's 2 or 3 weeks. Hopefully that'll give some newcomers a bit of background on the game or games, and they'll be able to understand what's going on at E3. So that's all for today. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any suggestions on the way that I can set this out, if you think I could maybe include some different gameplay, or maybe cut out the screenshots altogether, sort of a thing, then definitely leave a comment down below. I'd love to hear it. I want to make this show as good as it can be. Unfortunately, as soon as Assassin's Creed Unity gets released, it probably, episodes will probably dwindle a bit. I might report on the DLC, but, who knows. Hopefully I can keep this going for, as long as Assassin's Creed is around, because it is my favourite series. I love reporting on it. I love giving my opinions on the series and seeing how people react to that. It's just awesome. So definitely leave a comment down below. But other than that, thank you very much for watching this video. My name is General Mittens, and I'll see you in next week's episode.